As ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Highland Tournament. 53 seconds remaining here in the first game. We'll have an extended pregame show as Palmyra and Keokuk are going at it. 64-60 the score. Foul going to be, or jump ball, I believe, going to be called here. Just wanted to jump on here a little early to let you know that this game is running a little bit behind as, well, this is for the championship of the girls bracket. Keokuk leads Palmyra 64-60, 46.5 seconds remaining. Might as well call as much of the rest of this game as I can. Never mind. They'll call a timeout. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the pregame show once this game is over with. Stay tuned. Highland Keokuk Boys Championship coming up after this game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the championship matchup of the girls tournament. Final score of 54-50, I believe, was the final score of that one, as they immediately just took it down. I don't know why they didn't leave it up there for a little bit longer, but Keokuk will take the championship here. Of course, first they'll hand out the medals to Palmyra for second place, so congratulations to them on a hard-fought tournament. The Palmyra boys won last night for third place against the Kirksville Tigers. But Keokuk Lady Chiefs will take first in the girls bracket this year. Highland takes third last night. Really good matchup last night. I mean, Canton dominated the first half of that game, and I feel like you guys last night really found your own and came back into it.
Yeah, it was a really close, really tough all-part game. I mean, it was something to be on the sideline for our girls. We had a lot of things not going our way, but we were really proud of their effort and really proud of how they just kept battling. And no matter what happened, we did our best to stay in the game, and that was a key thing for us Highland Cougars last night, was just not giving up and staying in the game. So when things finally started clicking a little bit for us, we were still within striking distance and able to take advantage. We sure waited till the last second to do that, but we did it and come away with the victory, and really happy about that.
Josie Murphy put up the big shot on a rebound three from Rothweiler. She just got in the paint, got the ball, put it up and in for the two to give you guys the lead there at the end. But before the game, I had put out a list of players to watch out for, and on that list was Chevy Sharp, and sure enough, she put on a pretty good show last night.
She sure did, and I mean, Chevy was, at the beginning of the game, we were just, nothing was going in. We were struggling, and Chevy was really offensively knocked down enough shots to really keep us in the game and hold us together there at the beginning, and was one of the key reasons why I'd say when I talk about staying within striking distance that the Cougars were able to do that, was just Chevy being consistent and knocking down enough shots in that first half to keep us close.
But also on the Canton side of things, Macy Glasgow breaking 1,000 career point record for her, as she's had an incredible career at Canton and everything. And I mean, Olmeyer having a really good year so far. Glasgow, I mean, it's been a pretty good team for them as well.
Yeah, they got a good group there. That was the first time I've seen a whole game, and I've seen Glasgow a lot throughout the years, but never for any extended period of time, with most of my time being spent in Highland gyms. But she did an excellent job last night, and it's good to see any kid reach that 1,000-point mark.
Well, and you'll get to see them again next week, as the Canton Tigers and the Highland Cougars will go at it again on Tuesday at Canton Gym.
Yep, next Tuesday we're right back at it. It's kind of that time of year. It seems like with everything going on, there's going to be a lot of repeat matchups and stuff, and we have that both times. Cougars have that both times next week. We played Clark County and Canton in our own tournament this week, and that's our two matchups next week. We got the Canton Tigers at their place on Tuesday, and then we go to Clark County Friday night. So it'll be a couple repeat matchups for the girls anyway.
Well, we are about 15 minutes away from tip-off. They haven't started the clock just yet. I think they're still waiting for all the girls players to clear off and everything. But we'll take a break, and we'll be back in a little bit with some pregame show to talk about the Canton Tigers and the Keokuk Chiefs for the championship of the men's bracket. As welcome back here, the official pregame show for the men's championship matchup brought to you by the Lewis County Scoop of the 2025 Highland Tournament. Canton Tigers 9-2 on the season, while the Keokuk Chiefs are 5-3. And I'll be your play-by-play Remington Yates. Alongside me, Jason Vaughn. As I'll tell you what, this place is still pretty well packed even after that matchup. Still some Palmyra fans here today. Still some Keokuk Chiefs fans, of course, as they're going to cheer on their guys to try and pick up the win here today. But, I mean, I am super excited about this matchup here, Jason. You have a 6'8 senior named Preston Brewer, who we know has a lot of good college offers. We know some of the options. We've heard the rumors. We've heard what's been thrown around. And we have a 6'10 junior of Jackson Clark, who is already receiving D1 offers. I mean, this could not be a bigger matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're not generally in this area going to see this type of size going head-to-head against each other, and it's going to be a neat thing. I'm kind of anxious, kind of curious, depending on what type of defense both teams runs, especially with what Keokuk comes out in from what I've seen them the other night. We may not get to see the head-to-head matchups all the time that we like, but definitely down low in the paint. And both of these guys, I would say they have different games, but both of them are really multi-tooled. The big guy for Keokuk, he even stepped outside against I cannot remember who they played in their last game, and I even watched it. Kirksville. He stepped outside. He was knocking down some shots from the inside. I mean, predominantly did most of his damage down low, but we all know Brewer, he can do it everywhere. But he is just, for us, always saying how he can do it everywhere, and such a good shooter and such a good ball handler. He is just so skilled. I was talking to some fans and other people about his post play the other day, and it's just so sound. Sometimes it almost looks easy, almost looks boring to him. He just makes it look so simple, but his post game is just so sound and refined that it's really impressive to watch at times.
When I first got here, I actually had a very good long conversation with Keokuk's head coach, Zach Summers, and we talked about how, in high school, you don't get to go out and recruit those players. You don't get to go out and grab who you want to have, unlike college. You are dealt a deck of cards pretty much. You are dealt a hand of cards, and that is what you have to coach. That is what you have to play with. And sometimes you aren't dealt the best hand in life when you're coaching. But like he said, it's not often you're going to get a 6'10 kid with this much talent, but they are lucky to have that kind of competitive edge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in these public schools, you're going to get what you get, and a lot of it, there's natural talent that a lot of these kids have, but not to just say that's what both these teams have. Not knowing Keokuk personally and just kind of knowing Canton. I mean, I can tell you, I think Canton also just has a good culture down there as far as starting them young, having a lot of really, really active people, a lot of programs, a lot of active parents, and there's a lot to be said for that too. And when you do them type of things, and then you have the 6'8", 6'3", 6'2", all the size and athleticism that they have, and them two things come together, you can have some really special years.
My players to watch out for on the Canton side of things is going to be Brewer, Oliver, and Allspaw, as they both had pretty good nights, especially when we called those games on the opening night of action. I didn't get to see much of the second round as I was in St. Louis. I kind of got a little lost. Somehow I ended up on 61 down on 64 at the Enterprise Center. But looking kind of at Keokuk, I know Clark is on my list. I don't know much about the other players and everything, but if I'm going to go, I think this Anderson kid looks really good to me. I think he might have some talent in there. And I'm trying to remember the one kid that I've heard so much about. I think it might be Chevy Barnes there. I think I've heard a little bit about him, and he might be a player to look out for.
I know watching a Keokuk second round game, number 3, Brenton Horde, I think. Yeah, he was really impressive to me. And then also number 13, Tremel Smith. His athleticism. He knocked down a few shots, but he really is just a good slasher. Got to the rim, got some offensive rebounds, some really good drives. For me, just the little bit I know about him, we probably know what we're going to get out of the big guy. They'd be a key, and I'd say close to the same thing on the Canton side. I feel like we know what we're going to get out of Brewer, probably know what we're going to get out of Oliver. My keys to the game would probably be Gottman, Baker, Taylor, and then Ospaul. I mean, it seems like one or two of them step up every game for Canton, and this may be a night where they're going to need all 3 or 4 of them to step up, and let's see see if they can do that and have a well-balanced attack as a team, go 5 or 6 high-quality scores deep.
We'll run through starting lineups here real quick, and then we'll run through them again once the game is about to get underway. We got about 4 minutes till tip-off, so we'll do lineups. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Starting for the Keokuk Chiefs, the number 0 of Chevy Barnes, the number 3 of Brenton Horde, the number 12 of Drake Anderson, number 13 of Tremel Smith, and the number 24 of Jackson Clark. Their head coach is Zach Summers. Meanwhile, taking a look at the Canton Tigers, it's going to be the number 14 of Bryce Baker, the number 22 of Blue Taylor, the number 32 of Preston Brewer, the 34 of Tyler Frazier, and the number 40 of Caden Oliver. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back here with tip-off. As welcome back once again, play-by-play Remington Yates, color commentator Jason Vaughn. As Vaughn, it's going to be an interesting matchup. We know that Clark has 2 inches on Brewer, and I'm going to say probably about, I give 10-pound maybe difference on the weight side of things, and it's on Clark too. But I mean, even then, it should still be just a. And I think even then, I think these two are really going to hold each other off, and it's really going to be them putting up a lot of assists, I think, today.
I think so. I think it'll be a good matchup. I mean, Brewer's going to have probably the speed and mobility advantage. The Clark kid's going to have a little bit of height and a little bit. But I'm telling you, no matter – I know the Clark kid's big, and we know everything Brewer is. They're both highly skilled from what I've seen. They can both do just about whatever's needed. Just each of them have certain things they're a little bit better at.
Of course, Keokuk hasn't played that many games, only 5-3 on the season so far. So, you know, and of course, Iowa and Illinois, they're different from the way Missouri's all set up, especially with the classes and everything like that. They do, they have Class 2As, they have sectionals and everything, whereas we have districts. We have, it's like districts, right to stay.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's. Of course, you got your conference, but I mean, the conference is just, you know, that's who those are a bunch of teams you're going to play mostly twice or so. And the conference championship means a lot, but I think it's just a good momentum builder to send you into districts and everything. But, you know, Canton has a good chance of taking theirs and going to district again, as they did last year and fell to, I believe it was Harrisburg or something. It was some school north of Columbia. Bulldogs, I believe, is what the mascot was. They fell to them. And that was a good matchup, too, but I think Canton should have had the edge in that game, but they just couldn't get it going. But, you know, when you got a school north of Columbia, not so far, they get kind of some of the people that move out of the city. They don't want to stay in the city, and you get some good talent out there.
Yeah, a lot of them schools in that area, they just seem to be getting bigger and better every year, and I think it's just an expansion of that Columbia area. But Canton's going to be able to compete in the playoffs with anybody at their level. I don't think it's unfair to say that they may not want to talk about it, but Canton's probably got some pretty high expectations and things they're wanting to do this year, and that's totally fair. I mean, they're a good, deep team, and they're fun to watch.
As again, the starting lineups: Baker, Taylor, Brewer, Frazier, Oliver, Barnes, Ray, Anderson, Smith, Clark. Tip-off is, of course, Brewer and Clark. As the legendary Logston family behind us, legendary in the sports world, cheering on behind us. As we are underway here at Highland Gym, and Canton winning the tip-off here. That was something I wouldn't have probably bet money on there if that was on a bet line who was winning the tip-off.
Brewer's athletic, and he just got off the ground quicker.
Brewer trying to move around. He moves in. He's going to pass it into the number 22 of Taylor. Taylor into the number 14. That one up, no good. Rebounded here. That was the number 14 of Baker going up. It's going to go to the number 3 of Horde. Horde gives it to the number 12 of Anderson. Anderson looks around. He loses it there. He'll get it back, but he's going to get it trapped up there. He'll get it out. Passed out to the number 0 of Barnes. Barnes for 3. Drains it like it's nothing. 3-0 to score. Keokuk leads Canton.
Just looking in the first possession, that's probably going to be a key for Keokuk to knock down some open jumpers. It looks like Canton's going to try to pack it in and take that away. Then Keokuk comes out in a little bit of a press. They didn't really look to trap, just try to make it tough, a little tough for Canton to get it down.
Taylor with it. He'll pass it over to Oliver. Oliver to Brewer. Brewer for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded Oliver. Oliver comes down to the near side. Oliver goes for 3. No good. That one rebounded there by Taylor. Gives it to Brewer. Brewer trying to go. He gives it. No good. That one gets tipped away as it will go to the number 12 of Anderson. He'll give it to the number 3 of Horde. Horde will bring it into the offensive zone. He'll pass it over to the number 12 of Anderson, and it's going to get moved around. That's going to get to Clark. We'll see a bit of Clark for the first time. He'll pass it. That one up. No good. Good pass there, though, by Clark, but just not able to put it up and in is the number 0 of Barnes. Now back the other way. Here comes the number 34, Frazier. He'll pass it to Brewer. Brewer trying to go up. He can't get it. He'll pass it out to Oliver. Oliver will keep it. He's going to pass it over to the number 22 of Taylor. Taylor going to look. He's going to try and drive. If he loses it, it's going to get taken by Barnes. Barnes going to pass it out to the number 13 of Smith. Smith going to drive. He'll go up. No good. Rebounded Clark. Up. No good. He'll get sent to the line.
Both teams having a few jitters first, missing kind of some buckets. As the game goes on, we're probably going to see both of them hit.
So far, the only points from the number 0 of Chevy Barnes.
Yeah, Canton's moved the ball around good against Keokuk's zone so far, and they've gotten some good looks underneath. As long as they keep doing that and staying calm, you just know these guys are going to start finishing them.
Canton just has to be careful with the fouling, really. That's going to be a key factor here, I think. I don't know who the foul was called on. It looks like it will be the number 34, Frazier, was the foul called on. The second one up and in is no good. It is 4-0. Can't get the rebound. Brewer puts it in. 3. As now it's going to get moved around here. It's going to end up with Barnes, then to Smith. Smith going to look around. He'll pass it to Barnes in the wing. Barnes looking around. He'll pass it into the number 12 of Anderson and the free throw line. They try to get it to Clark. No good. He'll try and throw it. And it will make contact off a Canton player, as it will be Keokuk possession. Keokuk wearing the purple jerseys with white stripes and lettering. Canton wearing the white uniforms with red lettering and stripes. It's going to get passed around here. It's going to end up on the near wing with the number 3 of Horde. Horde going to look around. Looks for the shot. It's going to get passed around. Here's the number 12. No good. That was Anderson. As now to go back the other way. 5:14 remaining. Oliver with it. Oliver looks. He'll get fouled on a grab. That's going to get called on to number 3 of Horde. I look down, I see Coach Jeanette Bergen from Culver Stockton College. She decided to come out and watch the championship here. Her team gets the win done today, beating the ever-so Peru State, making a long trip from Peru, Nebraska. Ball getting moved around here. Oliver on the near wing, passes it up top to the number 22 of Blue Taylor. Puts it in for 3! Canton will hold their first lead of the game, 6-4. It's going to get passed over to the number 13 of Smith.
Both teams really extending their zone. If they can just keep moving the ball around, if either team can knock down a few three-pointers, that's going to be huge. Canton in that 1-3-1 with Brewer in the middle on the three, just keying in on the big guy.
Brewer putting up a battle there with Clark. I think he did a really good job there. Wanted it to be off of Clark there to go out of bounds, but instead will stay Keokuk ball in their own zone.
Yeah, really good defense, really good body control by Brewer to not pick up a foul there and play a good D. Big three by number 3 for Keokuk.
Brenton Horde with a big three from the corner there. Nobody around him to stop him from doing that. Oliver will get it into the zone. He'll look. He'll pass it to Brewer up top near center court. He'll pass it back to Oliver on the near wing. Then back to Brewer. Brewer going to move over to the far wing. He's going to look. He's going to pass it to Oliver. Oliver looking around. He'll pass it back to Brewer. Foul going to be called on Horde there. I'm going to believe.
That's going to be 2 early ones on him. That will be big.
See what it actually is. It'll say shove. So he'll go to the bench. He'll have to cool off. 7-6 to score, and will come the number 11 of Chase. Brewer passes it into Oliver. Oliver going to look around. He's going to pass it to Brewer, then into Taylor. Taylor looking. He'll pass it to the number 14 of Baker. That one up, no good. Rebounded by Clark. Clark getting surrounded. He'll pass it out to the number 12 of Anderson. Anderson passes it over. Shoots for Chase. No good. Baker gets the rebound. He'll give it to Brewer. Brewer brings it back the other way. They'll get across half court. Brewer stops. Passes it. It's no good. That shot taken by Taylor. As we'll get a foul here. I believe they'll call a grab. Yep, they'll call a grab. 7-6. Fouls are 2. I believe it's 2-2 are the fouls. They haven't changed the number yet, but they might here in a second. First quarter of action, 3:28 remaining here.
Canton with their first substitution, bringing in Ospaul for Baker.
So Baker will go out. Ospaul will come in. We'll see if Ospaul can find some shots. Clark with it. He's going to try and battle. He'll go up. He'll get fouled. So that's another foul going for Canton. This time it'll be a shooting foul.
And that substitution will probably show a little change in the Canton's offense, I would have to guess. It's been pretty well Brewer and Oliver working outside with the other 3 working inside. I'd assume for the first time we're going to see Brewer inside and maybe some matchups with Clark in that zone now.
As in will come the number 42 of Drew Gottman in for Blue Taylor. He'll go take a seat for a little bit. Taylor put some points on the board, though. Second one up and in. He makes both of them. It's 9-6. It's going to get past to Brewer. Brewer going to look. He's going to go to the far wing. He's going to pass it up top to Oliver. Oliver going to look around. He's going to pass it over to Allspaw. Allspaw in the corner. He'll pass it to Oliver. Oliver going to look. He'll go back to Allspaw. Allspaw looking. Corner 3, no good. As that one almost rebounded in. Whistle going to be called. They'll say Keokuk ball. They'll call a grab here on... They'll call that on Brewer. They call the grab on Brewer. So now 4-2. Keokuk in the bonus. Powell going to get passed around far corner. Far wing. Now it's going to come over to the near wing. It's going to be the number 13 of Smith. He goes up. They'll call jump ball.
Good
it will be
play.
A Keokuk ball.
Very good defensive play by Brewer. Probably made his coach's heart skip a beat a little bit with him just picking up his first, but just a great defensive play.
We'll have an interview with Armentrout. We'll probably see which player we do. I think we'll do a player of Canton's able to pick up the win here today, but I still think it will do one even if they fall. But it's going to be a good matchup here overall. And I mean, even at the end of the day, Canton will take second in this tournament, but they're still looking for that first title since 2015. Keokuk making their debut in this tournament last year, still looking for their first Highland championship.
And just both big men battling for a rebound down there just now, and Clark picks up the foul against Brewer. Canton bringing it the other way.
Ball going to get moved around now. Oliver up top. He's going to pass it over to the number 42 of Gottman. Gottman to Oliver. Oliver going to look. He's going to try and drive, maybe find a good shot here. He'll drive, goes up, gets fouled. Get on the shove, shooting foul. He'll go for 2.
Good take, and that was the first possession tonight. We seen Brewer. They didn't get him the ball, but he was definitely inside looking to get it, really banging with the Keokuk substitution. Drew Campbell, number 10.
Tremel Smith on the foul. First one up. And in. It's good. Oliver's on the board. Lots of media here today. Lots of them. I know Dewar was here earlier. I think he got some shots of this one, but he probably had to head to the studio or probably had to head to another game or so. And that's the thing with TV guys, they can't stay for a whole game. They got so many games to go to, and then they got to get back to the studio, edit all the clips and everything, and get ready to present it all.
Yep, they got to cover a lot of ground, travel a lot of area to cover everybody that needs covered.
Big shot there from the number 11 of Blake Chase. Although he's got to be careful there. I see him putting up the 3, and I know a lot of players love to do that, but I've seen it, especially at the college level. If you do it to the opposing team's bench, you can get called for a technical, and that's no different at high school. Caden Oliver puts it in for 3.
Yeah, we seen that at the Highland Tournament last night. I believe it was Bach for Palmyra got a technical for taunting after he did something and after making a 3.
Brewer will get the rebound, beating Clark on that one. I kind of was wondering how much of that we would see. I wonder who's going to have the rebounds at the end of the night here. Oliver drives, no good, as Brewer just trying to go up there, but had a little too much momentum on him and went into the back of there of the number 11 of Blake Chase and sent him down. So that will send Keokuk into a double bonus, I believe, and so that means every shot, I believe, is 1 for 1. Or is that just give them to you? Okay, college it's 1 for 1s.
Yep, everything's 2 shots. Starting last year, it's 5 fouls per quarter, and everything after that will be 2 shots.
Chase first one up and in.
That was new last year, and you still deal with it some. I know as junior high coach, I was having to remind the girls still all year. You do something your whole life, and then they make a change. It's hard to adjust to it.
I mean, you even see it at the NFL level where they changed the kickoff rules and everything. They tried to copy the XFL, now UFL's rules, but then they altered it, and that's what I think made it less popular, was that they slightly changed it instead of just going with what they did. Meanwhile, back on the court here, Bryce Baker, my bad, goes up and in for 2. Nice little sidearm there to bring it up and in.
Yeah, Keokuk overplayed him, and he did the right thing and took it strong to the hole. Great play.
Anderson in, he'll give it to Smith. 49 seconds here. Canton has a chance to exit with some momentum going into the second quarter. Ball getting moved around. It's the number 12 of Anderson. Now it's going to go to Smith. Then it's going to go to the number 10 of Campbell, who's coming to the game. Campbell up and in for 2. I just realized they've taken Brewer out of the game. They're going to give him a bit of a rest. I wonder when Clark will have the time to get some rest here. He's looking, he's sweating a little bit out there.
Yeah, that last foul on the offensive rebound, that was Brewer's second, so they're probably going to have to be safe and sit him for a while, especially as long as Canton keeps playing well and keeping close. Another great move by Baker.
Comes in underneath the net with a hook shot, puts it up and in, able to beat the pressure inside the paint there, as here comes a corner 3, puts it in, and that'll send Blake Chase and the Keokuk Chiefs with some momentum going into the second quarter. We'll take a break and we'll be back here on the Lewis County Scoop. We're back here on Lewis County Scoop. Canton Keokuk going at it here. Really good matchup, 18-15. But I think Keokuk's got some momentum coming into this one after a big corner three from Blake Chase, the senior, standing 6'4".
Both teams doing great. I mean, that was just a great quarter of basketball. This game may come down to which team really makes a run and can make the other team flinch a little bit and get a little rattled and back down. We'll see who that'll be.
And I mean, Armentrout, I looked over down here when he was at the timeout, and he didn't look frustrated or anything. I think for the most part he's saying, hey, that was good first quarter. Let's keep it going. Don't stop. Oliver for three. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded there by the number 11 of Blake Chase. Now we're going to go back the other way. He's going to get passed over to Anderson. Anderson up top to Clark. Clark for three. Puts it in like it's nothing. 21-15. And that's something I was wondering how they're going to be able to stop that if they decide to put Brewer on the bench for a little bit or if they got in foul trouble with him, is how are they going to stop a three from that man. As a steal here from Chase. Chase going to look around. Going to pass it over to a wide open Anderson. However, he's going to get immediately defended. He'll come in for a jump shot too and forces Canton to take a timeout. I think it'll be a 30-second. We'll take a break and we'll be back. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. 23-15. Keokuk forcing a timeout, the first timeout of this game, not one taken in the first quarter of action. So I think so far, both teams thought they're doing well, but they're Keokuk going on a little bit of a run. So Canton, Coach Armentrout just decided, hey, let's slow things down a little bit here. Let's give them some time to think about what they're doing, and let's think about what we're doing. Brewer's back into the game, so we'll see how he does. He's going to try and go in. Blocked by Clark. But it's rebounded by Canton. Brewer near wing. Passes it across to a wide open Baker. Baker for three. No good. That one tipped away by the number 3 of Howard into, I believe that was Chase he gave it to, and Chase would pass it back to Britton Horde. Horde going to look around. He'll pass it over to the number 12 of Anderson. Anderson looking around. He's going to pass it in. That's the number 11. Clark with the rebound. Up. No good. Rebound. Up. And in for two. That was a good attempt on both ends there, but I think Clark just had a little more determination on that one at the end of it.
It was, and Brewer kind of had to watch. He could not pick up that third foul. That would just be catastrophic to Canton, and Brewer kind of had to watch what he was doing there and back off a little bit. And in that instance, he did exactly what he had to do.
I mean, he stood his ground. He stood there under the net. He knew he couldn't go jumping up or anything. He would draw up the foul there. Instead, I believe that was left to, I believe it might have been Baker who was under the net as well, trying to go up and help him out there. First one up, no good. That's the number 22 of Blue Taylor to the line. Not sure who they called the foul on.
Yeah, I didn't catch who that foul was on neither.
Clark will get the rebound after another missed shot. 25-15. Keokuk holds a 10-point lead. But, I mean, I've seen 10-point leads get cut down in a matter of minutes. As this ball is going to get moved around here. It's Smith, and it's going to end up in the corner for Horde. No good. Rebounded there by the number 22 of Blue Taylor. I think it was actually Taylor under that net helping out Brewer. As Oliver for three. Swoosh! It's nothing but net. Now back the other way. 25-18.
Canton back with their starters this quarter. Be key for Brewer to play smart, and Horde's back in for Keokuk, number 3. Also another one with 2 fouls. That'd be devastating for them if he would pick up his third in this first half.
Looks like Barnes and Campbell getting set to come in. This shot in for 3. It's the number 3 of Horde. Oliver with it, trying to get into the offensive zone. He'll pass it across to Brewer. Brewer going to move up. He's going to go to the corner. He's going to look. He'll pass it over to, and then it'll come back to him. Brewer going to go up top. He'll pass it to Oliver. Oliver going to look. Oliver to Brewer. Brewer going to look around. He's going to try and drive in. He's got a paint. He'll run into Clark. He'll go up. No good. Rebounded by Clark. A little bit of hands to the face there, but no foul called on it.
It looked like a little bit of body too. Pretty good move by Brewer, but he definitely got.
Pass across, wide open, Smith. He will, however, get blocked up. He'll have to pass it away. It's going to end up near over to the level of Chase. Now down to Clark. Clark's ball gets punched away. I think that was the number 34, Frazier, getting the punch on that one. Brewer with it now. He'll pass it up top to Oliver. Oliver for three. Oh, no good off the backboard there. Looked like it from our end. It was going in, but it was just a little to the far side there.
Yeah, missed quite a bit left, but still probably a look he's going to take most of the time for Canton.
4:10 remaining here in the second quarter of action before halftime. Keokuk leads by 10 again.
Canton's went away from that 1-3-1 zone. They're in a 2-3 now. I got to believe that's kind of protect on the foul trouble and stuff, because they were really having Brewer be active in that 1-3-1 zone in the middle.
It's going to get passed over to the corner for the number 11 of Chase. Now it's going to get passed over to Smith. No good on the shot there. I'm not sure who took it. I think they passed it to Clark, and he was not able to go up and get it.
Number 13.
As pass up and in. It's the number 22 of Blue Taylor. Clark almost came in and swiped that one away, though.
Yeah, Blue was challenged there, but he did good. Stayed calm, went up against a big kid, and finished it.
Keokuk will take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back. And we are back here. Action underway. Keokuk has one foul. They lead 28-20. 3:24 remaining. It's been an excellent matchup here today. Both teams have an answer for each other. Keokuk just gets a little bit of an edge, it seems like. So I wonder if maybe Canton's saving some for that third, fourth quarter that can put him up ahead maybe. But so far they've been trailing. They held a lead early on, but they got to try and find a way to get another one. That one up. No good. Rebounded by Smith. As Clark is actually on the bench now, so they give Clark a bit of a break here. Actually in will be the number 14 of Bode Beagles, a 6'4" junior, so still some more size on that team overall.
Keokuk's, I believe this is the first time they're in a man-to-man now, and let's see what they do. Brewer definitely has a size matchup. Mismatch.
They'll call a travel here on the number 12 of Zach Sparrow.
Right back in with Clark, though. Keokuk did that, I believe, the other night. They're pretty good about getting him his breaks, just right at timeouts and into quarters and stuff, and then bringing him back pretty quick where he doesn't miss much actual game time.
Yeah, because it looked like they were getting in a bit of a – they were starting to get a little beat up there by Canton just on that lone offensive drive by them, and realized, okay, we got to get him back in there. This ain't going to work out, because if we don't put Clark back in there, I think Brewer's going to find the net quite a few times tonight. Clark goes up and in. He'll put it in for two. Now it's 30-20. 10-point lead once again. That one up, no good. Rebounded, however, by Canton. Drive by Sparrow across. He's going to give it to Allspaw for three. No good. Rebounded by the number 13 of Smith. Now back the other way. Up top is the number 3 of Horde with it. He'll pass it over to the far wing. And it's going to pass to the corner of Smith, and he'll give it into Clark. Clark back to Smith. Going to pass it up top to the number 10 of Campbell. Now over to corner for three. It's Chevy Barnes. Or no, that's Brenton Horde. My bad. Another timeout going to be taken here. I believe that is Canton's second. So we'll take a break as well. We'll be back. Welcome back here. The number 3 seed and the number 4 seed of Keokuk and Canton going at it, upsetting both the 1 and 2 seed of Palmyra and Kirksville in this tournament. So it makes you kind of wonder, maybe some of them teams kind of got a little overrated for just the way things got laid out.
They're all 4 definitely really good teams, but I mean, yeah, these are 2 good teams. I'd say Keokuk probably hurts the rating a little bit just because when the coaches get together, nobody's really going to know much about Keokuk every year when they get together and do the seedings.
Yeah, at least I think with like Misha, you've got ways to look at stats and everything like that on their website. And same with over with Illinois, but Iowa, I try and look up information and I just don't know where to even go and look. I've looked at the governing body of Iowa's athletics and I just can't find much there or anything, and it's hard.
Yeah. And not knowing Keokuk's coach or anything, I mean, I'm sure when you go to the meetings, he's the odd man in the room, and unless he really wants to stand his ground for his team seeding, he may just be the type of guy that says, put us wherever and let's go play ball, because he knows.
Sorry, Jace. Back in the action here. Allspall's shot for 3, no good. Brewer getting down in a double team here. He'll give it out to Sparrow, then over to Taylor. Taylor going to look. He'll pass it over to Allspall. Now to Taylor, now to Brewer. Brewer almost had a good opportunity, just a little quicker on it. For 3! In. I think they'll actually call it 2 there. 33 seconds remaining.
Very tough shot by Brewer. Just rose up over the guards and knocked down a jumper just inside the 3-point line.
33-22. Yep, they'll put it as a 2. That one up, no good. Clark. They're going to call it. I think they'll call that one on Brewer as here. You kind of hope they'll call it on. Okay, they will call it on Taylor.
That was good for Canton. That was a hold your breath moment right there.
I think even Taylor's kind of relieved he got that one called on him. He was like, we do not need Brewer getting called for a third one. I don't remember in high school, does it reset at halftime? Or?
It does not.
Okay.
No. 5 fouls in a game.
(33-22), 17.5 seconds. Clark at the line. Second shot. Up. No good, off the back of the rim. Canton with a chance here to get some momentum going into halftime. Oliver over to Allspall. Allspall to Oliver. Brewer is going to get fouled by the number 10 of Drew Campbell. I'm going to guess it's going to be a shove. Yep, they'll call a shove, so it'll send Oliver to the baseline. 8.6 seconds to go. It's going to get passed in, and it's going to go to Oliver. 6 seconds. Oliver for 3. Drains it! No shot. Oh, off the rim, though. Clark had enough there, just a little bit more, and that'll went in, but he had to get that off a little bit sooner. 33-25. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with halftime. Both teams making their way back out onto the court to get some halftime warm-ups here. Jason, I mean, what did you like about that first quarter for Canton, or first half for Canton?
I mean, that first quarter especially was just both teams back and forth, and neither one seemed to really back down. Now in the second quarter there, Keokuk made a couple runs, but the thing I'd like to see, I know Keokuk still has an 8-point lead, but Canton didn't seem intimidated or thrown off by them little runs. You know, Armitage called a timeout or two, got them calmed back down, and they came back out and got good possessions. I mean, I expect Canton at some point in time to be right back in this half, be within striking distance, and just a lot of that's going to be because they seem mentally tough. They don't seem like this is really affecting them. And, you know, honestly, this is not knowing the exact specifics, but it's kind of cool. This is probably the smallest school in this tournament versus the biggest school in this tournament have made it to the championship game. And, I mean, Canton's hanging right with Keokuk, and I just expect they're going to come out, probably make a few adjustments, and I'm fairly certain at some point in time this is going to be a 2 or 4 point game again before it's over.
I would love to see Canton win this title, but I wouldn't be disappointed in Keokuk if they're able to pull off the victory. And even then, at the end of the day, Canton will take second. It's going to be a good matchup throughout the rest of this. Hopefully, Armitrout's got something cooked up here for the third and fourth to be able to get them a lead and try and extend it and take it away. But we'll see what he's got cooking up. 3:20 until the third quarter of action. We'll take a break and be back. Two minutes till we're back underway here. The press is all here and ready to see a champion crowned in this tournament. Then we'll get about a week's break. We'll still have some games to cover for writing, and of course we'll be broadcasting the Highland and Canton matchup on Tuesday night down at Canton. I believe girls tip off at 6, boys at 7:30. Should be an interesting matchup. Vaughn, we'll see if you're able to join me. It's going to be a toss-up, as you've told me, on the way things go.
I assume I'm going to be there. Of course, I'll only be on with you for the boys' game, as I'll have sideline responsibilities with the girls' game.
But I think I've got a pretty good guest lined up to call the girls' game with me. So if you're, we'll just leave it there. I won't give much tips. We'll just have to see. I think a lot of people in the community will know the guy if they listen in on some other places. But it should be good. 1 minute remaining here, 33-25. Keokuk still leads. Canton has 3 timeouts. Keokuk has 4, so Canton's probably got to find a way here, I think, to force Keokuk to use up a timeout and everything and even things up. Try not to foul and everything. Brewer's kind of he's got 2 fouls going into the third quarter, so that's a little better. That's a little more easy to set with, I think. But
yeah, nobody on either team's in horrible foul trouble. 2 fouls going into the second half can be a normal thing. And what you said there, I mean, I've heard a lot of coaches say that, and that'd be a great goal for Canton. If they can play and come out with a spurt and force Keokuk to take a timeout in the first minute and a half, that's going to be a good sign for Canton going forward the rest of this game.
I'm a big guy. I love to talk about momentum. I'm big on momentum and everything, and Canton really needs it here. And I mean, I think they got it there at the end with that shot from Oliver for 3, and then getting the stop on Keokuk there to make sure Clark didn't get that big full court shot. As the ball's going to get moved around, corner Allspaw. Allspaw going to pass it in to the number 34, of Frazier. Out to Allspaw for three. He can't find the shot today, but I'm sure he will in a bit. Brewer moving around, tries to go up, gets fouled.
Good take, good up and under by Brewer. That's some of them patient post moves we were talking about in the pregame. Sometimes it almost looks like he's stopped, but he just stays patient, finds the seam and comes up and under the defense and draws the foul.
That one on the number 12 of Drake Anderson. That's two Keokuk players with 2 fouls. But again, 2 and going into the third quarter is just not really, it's comfortable. It's a comfortable foul count. If you're going 3 into the third, that's a little more uncomfortable, I think. You want to be able to, you want to be at like 4. You want to be getting your 4 late in the fourth. You don't want to be getting your 4th, early in the fourth or even anywhere in the third. So 2 in the third is comfortable.
Right now the coaches are relaxed. Any of these young men pick up their third fouls too early here in the third quarter, and that's when the planning and the coaching is going to have to step in, just what they want to do.
Clark looking for a good shot. He's not able to get it as he loses it there. Brewer passes it up to Oliver. Oliver going to drive into the paint. Passes to Brewer. Brewer goes up. No good. Rebounded there by the number 13 of Tremel Smith, a 6'2 player. As, that's definitely some more height advantage there for Keokuk. But honestly, I think height overall is pretty evenly matched. Honestly, I should have probably looked at that at halftime. I think we've got a few 6'4", 6'5s on Canton and a few on, only really one over 6'5 on Keokuk. So I think it's a pretty even size matchup overall.
Yeah, Canton's pretty tall, especially in their starting lineup, which they changed that a little bit this half, starting Allspaw over Taylor, so they're a little shorter.
As Bryce Baker with a good hook shot driving into the paint from the far corner, puts it up and in, 33-27. You get another stop here and get us scoring. That might just force the timeout.
Yeah, and Baker's just doing a good job of seeing the seams and slashing today and getting some good moves.
That one up, no good. Rebounded by Brewer. Brewer takes it down the other way. He'll get across half court. He's going to go low. He'll stop, look for the jump shot. He'll move in, gets fouled. And that'll be Clark's second, I believe. He couldn't believe it, but I've got to agree with the officials there. It looked like wrist on wrist there, and that's one of the big hits you don't want to be doing.
He probably got him down low with the body too, and that whole series there just seemed to be Brewer wanting it. He wanted that rebound a little more, and he was going coast to coast. And
I said it was going to be a pretty physical matchup between those two, and we knew it. And you knew there was probably going to be some fouls called along with that. I was kind of hoping the rest would have just let a lot of that go, and it'd just be a big physical matchup between them two. First one, I believe, went in. Second one up. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded there by Keokuk.
And that was a physical play there. I mean, Brewer was pretty well stopped, but he just wouldn't take no for an answer and brought in that up and under and drew the foul again.
Switching going around here. It's going to go over to Smith. He's going to go for 3 off the rim. Rebounded there by Allspaw. Off the back of Allspaw's head. He had to bring that one around real fast. That's not something you typically see. Baker with it. However, he has to pass it out. He wasn't intended, but it goes all the way out to Oliver. As it's going to go Brewer on the near wing. He's going to try and drive. He'll stop. He'll give it to Allspaw. Allspaw for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Battle for the rebound. Clark gets it, and he's got secure, firm hold of the ball. 33-28. Just need another stop. So far, though, Coach Summers not taking the timeout, staying calm about things, even though Canton's kind of had a run at things here. Going to get past to Clark. Clark loses it. It's going to get taken there by the number 34 of Tyler Frazier. Frazier tried to get it to Oliver. Goes out of bounds, tipped away by Keokuk.
Frazier's just doing great here. He's doing what somebody that's overmatched on size. He's being super physical with Clark. To be honest, he's getting away with some stuff away from the ball being physical, but that's what you got to do when you're overmatched. He's just doing great defensively so far this half.
So flip-flop going to be called there as it comes back across half court on Canton possession. So now Keokuk will get possession in their own zone. It's going to start with Smith. Substitution is going to be the number 42 of Drew Gottman coming in for Allspaw. Allspaw just not able to find his three-point shot that we've seen him pull off. So he'll go off for a little bit, cool off, see if he can find it. Clark will go up and put it in. Brewer will start things off here. Now you're going to get a little bit of a press here from Keokuk, so Canton going to pass it back and forth, and they'll bring it into the offensive zone. Frazier had a pretty good shot at the rim, didn't go for it. They'll pass it to Oliver out at the wing. Oliver looking, he's going to try and drive. He'll step back. That one's going to get tipped away by Horde. Horde brings it back up and in for two. I think if Oliver could find a drive jump back three, I think he'd be a very dangerous weapon if he could figure that kind of shot out. If he just drives in and gets a defending player, as that one up and in again. And that'll force Canton to take a timeout, so we'll take a break as well, and we'll be back. As welcome back here, Allspaw will come back in, it looks like. I don't know, they're discussing something with the bench here.
I'm not sure. These last two possessions for Canton, they hopefully Coach got them calmed down there, because this press Keokuk in, it's really not a hard press. They're honestly just hoping you make a dumb over-the-top pass, and honestly, Canton's done that the last couple times, just being a little sloppy with the ball.
Brewer, jump shot two, no good off the rim. Clark up for the rebound. Now back the other way. It's going to be the number 3 of Horde. Horde looking around. It's going to go to the number 10 of Campbell. Up top to Clark. Then over to the wing. Three. No good off the rim. That was Chase on the shot. Now back the other way. Rebounded by, I believe it was Taylor. Battle for the ball. Oliver will get it. It's going to go to Blue Taylor up top. He's going to look for the number 34, Frazier. Frazier goes up. No good. Rebounded by Clark. Now back the other way, it's Brenton Horde. Horde looking around, he'll pass it to the number 10 of Campbell. Campbell to Horde in the corner. Gives it to Clark. Clark looking. He's going to try and drive into the paint. He'll pass it out. Not able to get a good control on that one, so Keokuk will have to restart the offense. That one tipped almost into the other side. Pass across, wide open, shoots for three. Off the rim, rebounded by Clark. Tries to pass it, he'll get it out. Now passed around, Smith with it. He's going to try and drive. Gives it into Clark. Clark goes up, foul. I think that one will be on the 34 of Tyler Frazier.
Clark got in deep there.
We're going to get a warning here. Nope, I think Coach Summers was getting a warning. The ref down here, I think I seen a mouth. Careful. Or no, he said watch it. And Summers was still talking, but now he sits down on the bench. 39-28. Clark struggling on the free throws. I don't know if he's made a one today yet, as it's 39-28. For three, no good off the rim. Rebounded by the number 10 of Campbell. Now back the other way. It's the number 3 of Brenton Horde. Horde going to bring it in. We get some movement around. Horde going to drive. Passes it up. No good. Rebound Clark. Up and foul. He'll go to the line again. So they'll call white 22. Crowd doesn't agree with that one. Armentrout doesn't agree with the call whatsoever. As the number 22 of Blue Taylor will foul out of the game, and 4 points on the board. That's going to hurt a little bit, but we'll see if they're able to find some points here. Hopefully Allspaw will find his shot here.
Yeah, his size is going to hurt, and to be honest, I didn't realize he was in that much foul trouble. I know he just picked up 2 quick ones, but there's...
Like we said, you want to be picking up your fourth late in the fourth quarter. You don't want to be picking it up. He got his 5th in the 3rd. Ball's going to get moved around. It's Oliver now. Oliver going to look around and give it to Allspaw. Allspaw thought about it. He'll give it back to Oliver. Oliver up top. He'll give it to Allspaw. Allspaw will then give it down low. That pass swiped away by Clark there. Clark passes to Smith. Smith goes up and in for 2. 44-28. Keokuk starting to run away with this one.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now. I mean, Canton needs to make a little run here in these last 2 minutes. Maybe if we can get it within 10, 12 points, that would be a realistic goal to be able to make a run at it in the 4th quarter.
Brewer's shot short on that one as it's 44-28, as you kind of have to wonder if their confidence is just dwindling as they're not really getting much of the calls. As there we go, Brewer winning a rebound battle there as he'll bring it in. He's going to try and drive in. He's going to work. He's going to go up and in for 2. There's some momentum you got to work off of. 44-30, Keokuk Canton.
Absolutely, and that was another one of the moments by Brewer. He was going to take it, and that's just sometimes that's what your senior leaders have to do when you really need a bucket.
That one, 2 over the net, passes it into Clark. Clark goes up, and Brewer will get called for a foul. So Keokuk will take a timeout. I think he'll go to the line for 1. So we'll take a break and we'll be back. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. 46-30. Keokuk kind of running away with the lead here. With 1:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Canton having some foul trouble. First one up. No good off the rim. Rebounded. So, yeah, they did send him to the line for 1, so I was right on that one. So now back the other way. Oliver with it. He's going to get in. He's going to try and find something here. Oliver looks. Passes it over. Wide open. Shoots for 3. No good. Rebounded by the number 11 of Chase. Clark with it. He's going to drive in. He's going to look. Brewer goes up against the rebound. Foul. They'll call a hold on Clark. That will be his 3rd, so we're tied up on the fouls. I called a game last year during Thanksgiving break at Culver-Stockton College, and we had I think he was 6'8", Cook Dow, and I can't remember how tall the kid was for CMU, but Cook Dow fouled out of the game first, and then not long after, the CMU player fouled out, so both the big men who battled in the paint all night long got fouled out of the game. So you might be able to see that here tonight, too, and that would definitely be something. I wouldn't blame it, but looks like, yeah, they took Clark out, so they'll let him rest up after his 3rd foul. Oliver, Brewer, passes it. Up, no good. Brewer tried again. Brewer again, fouled. You kind of hope he'd make that shot, get the 2 and the 1 to go to the line.
Yeah, they had 3 good looks there, two by Brewer and one by Baker, but at least they're getting to the line, got a chance to get a couple points back.
So Canton in a bonus now after Keokuk getting in some foul trouble. I've been kind of watching both these coaches, seeing how they act on the sideline too whenever I can, and I tell you what, Summers is passionate. He's a passionate coach. He's staying on the refs, about certain calls and everything, and I don't blame him. You've got to, if you're not getting the calls but they're going for the other team, you've got to call the refs out on it. Of course, he might get you in trouble every now and again. The refs don't very much care for that anymore.
Yeah, there's been a couple times both coaches have been unhappy. There's been a lot of player reaction too tonight, and that's just never going to help players.
That one up and in. Good drive there from the number 3 of Britton Horde. Almost runs into the ref, though. Luckily, there was a pad there behind them, but even then. Allspaw shoots. A little over that one. I think that one would have counted if it made it. So 52-48 going into the fourth quarter of action. We'll be back after this. As we are back here with the action, 48-32, fourth quarter of action.
Keokuk still has Clark out. I expect him to come right back at the beginning of the fourth.
As that one, a bad one by Smith, bad handle as it'll go back the other way for Canton. Oliver with it. Oliver over to the number 14 of Baker. Baker tried to get it to Brewer, but instead they'll call a shove on Oliver. It was Horde with the drive. Try to look and see where Oliver is at. I think that might be his first of the game. He's got 8 points on the day. Brewer leads with 13. They haven't put Clark back in yet. He's still on the bench. It's still the number 14 of Bodie Beagles, the junior, as Brewer puts it up. No good. Rebounded. We'll get a foul. Grab. And that will send him to the baseline. And I already know Coach Summers here is on thin ice, so I'm hoping he was yelling at his players there. Armstrong, I don't think as much. He did kind of run a little close to over half court, and that I know can get you in a little bit of trouble. But
yeah, there was a couple times last quarter both coaches got pretty passionate.
Here's for a championship and a pretty prestigious tournament. As that shot from Allspaw, no good. Still not able to find a shot. As that's going to get put out to a wide open number 1 of Ray. It's going to get passed into Beagles. Beagles tries to go up, no good. Allspaw with it now. He'll stop, he'll pass it to Brewer. Brewer going to try and drive. He's going to go into the paint. There'll be no, they'll call a travel on Brewer there.
I don't know that he did there. Sometimes
he was kind of caught up in traffic, really, and I was kind of like, man, are they going to call a block, a grab? But I guess he took too many steps there. Probably his foot came up and touched a few too many times when he's kind of falling there.
Like I say, it looked awkward, but I don't know that it was travel.
Oliver with a good tip there, sends it out of bounds. Force Keokuk to reset. Also allow their defense a chance to reset, as Oliver's going to have to immediately play catch up. He defended Britton Horde. Ball going to get moved around here by Keokuk, doing a very good job of that. Horde now goes up top. Oliver blocking him. Clark is back into the game. It's going to get passed over to the number 12 of Anderson. That's going to get passed across. Tried to go for Clark. Out of bounds will be Keokuk ball. They're trying to find Clark in the paint there. He gets tipped away there. Good read there by Canton. Just got to keep trying to find those reads and disrupt plays like that.
Yeah, Gottman got down there quick. He just couldn't couldn't quite gather the ball, but he did a good job of it.
Passed out to the number 0, Chevy Barnes. Barnes tries to give it to Clark again. Clark goes up and in for 2. Tyler Frazier tried to battle. He fell down on that one, however. That's going to go to Oliver. Now here comes that press again. That cost Canton up some points earlier. Brewer looking, gets around, up, in for 2. Good battle there.
Canton bringing a little pressure, and they're going to need to.
You still got to be careful with those presses and everything. If you let somebody get by you on the defensive side of things, as Oliver grabbed on there, and he lost control. It was Keokuk. So Barnes called on a grab. Oliver was able to get possession back at least, but still lost possession of the ball there for a little bit. 53-34. Canton has a chance. We'll have to make a big run here, though, in the fourth quarter of action. Brewer with it. Gives it to 42 of Gottman. Gottman over to Oliver. Oliver looks. He's going to give it to Gottman. Gottman into Brewer. Gets swiped away. Brewer is able to get it back. Brewer for 3. Bang! He hits it.
Canton bringing some pressure up again, and I feel like they're going to have to do that. I don't know if it's going to be a good skill set matchup for them, but they're down enough and short on time. Got to travel there. The pressure got to travel.
Gottman knew it. He called it early. As Gottman and Coach Summers going to talk about it a little bit. He's kind of like, hey, he's kind of taunting there, but I think Gottman apologized there. Because he put his hand on his back. It looked like he was apologizing to him about it. Brewer for 3. No good. Clark with the rebound. Needed to wait a little bit, I think, on that shot. I think he needed to wait till more people got down there trying to get that offensive rebound. Canton, however, will get it back there, and they'll drive back into the offensive zone with nothing. It's Oliver. Oliver into the paint. Oliver for 2. No good. Brewer with the rebound. Puts it up. Gets fouled, but, man, Canton cannot get a break on those, putting them up and getting a foul with it, too, as it's typically Brewer going up, and the shot just rolls out.
Yeah, that was so close to an N1.
But Keokuk already getting foul trouble. That could cost them here, especially if they send Canton to a double bonus early. First one up and in. (53-38). Off the rim, no good. Still remains 53-38. Keokuk looking to get things back going. Going to get passed here to the number 10 of Campbell. And that's going to get moved around. Back to Campbell. Campbell looking. Wide open. However, it's going to pass to Clark. Clark trying to go up. Gets surrounded by 3 Tigers there. So no shot on the floor. Will be the second foul for Canton. It'll be called on Drew Gottman. Let's see where he's at. No foul so far. No points on the day. Brewer and Clark both at 3 fouls, so they'll have to watch it. You knew it would be a physical matchup, and I kind of was thinking they were going to call a charge there for a little bit. It looked like he was going to drop that shoulder. And
yeah, Frazier tried to get there. It was probably pretty close. That's a tough call to make, and it just went against Canton this time.
53-38, so now the fouls are tied up 3-3. 4:44 remaining. Smith passes it out. Looks up top. Then it's going to go to the near wing. It's Horde. Horde tries for 3. No good. Brewer and Clark go up for the rebound, and it's neither of them as it goes down to the ground. It's the number 12 of Sparrow. Sparrow going to pass it to Brewer. Brewer stops. 3. Bang! He hits it! Are you kidding me? 53-48. I said 48-41. My bad. 53-41. Passes it into the number 11 of Chase. Now it's going to get moved around. It's Horde up top. Horde over to the number 10 of Campbell. Campbell up top to Clark. Clark going to try and drive. He'll push it over to the number 11 of Chase for 3. No good. Brewer gets the rebound. Not yet. He loses it. Chase goes up. Gets fouled and gets a charge. I think that call could have maybe gone either way, but I think it was a Canton player. Who was it? I think it was 42 of Gottman. Gottman, I think, was planted and was just there. And
Gottman was set.
And Chase just went up and just legs in the face and everything. And they'll call that. Brewer across, now over to the corner. Sparrow drives up, swiped away by Clark. Brewer tries to go up. Foul called on Brewer again. Or not on Brewer, but on Keokuk. So that'll send Canton to a double bonus. And will force Keokuk to finally take a timeout and tie it up with the timeouts. We'll take a break here. 53-41, Keokuk leads, 3:32 remaining. As we are back, some words I heard from Coach Summers right below us was stop losing control, and I think that is a big key word there, stop losing control, as Keokuk's been doing that quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, his team's still got a big enough advantage. They got to realize the clock's their friend and not let Canton's pressure speed them up, because that's what Canton's going to try to do. They got to get up and down, and they got to put some points on the board, because it's still a big enough deficit right now with 3:32 left.
But they still do have a chance here to come back as the first one up and in to make it 53-42. Next one could make it a 10-point game as they look to win their first title since 2015. Keokuk looking for their first. First one up, no good. Clark on the rebound. Sends it over. Ford with Oliver. Passes it across to Clark. Clark passes it over to the number 10 of Campbell. He's getting defended well. Gives it to Clark. No shot, but I believe it was Sparrow just come flying out of nowhere there.
Yeah, that's what they've been having the Canton guards doing. They're trying to take that away.
They're just trying to keep him grounded. They're trying to keep Clark grounded, especially with you can give one more foul, but that, or actually I think this one does send. Or no, they haven't put up the bonus tag yet. So Smith, there it is. So yeah. Brewer, they'll say he stepped out of bounds. That was a close one, too. That would have been an incredible play. I kind of wish we had video. If that would have been awesome, I think that's making Dewar's highlight there.
Yeah, most definitely. And Frazier's doing a great job on Clark. They're forcing them lobs, and then the Canton players are just collapsing.
Brewer defended well to defend the wing as best as he can, but you can't cover the whole wing. He's mostly covering that number 11 of Blake Chase, who's been a deadly three-shooter tonight. Oliver with it. There's a loss of control again. He'll keep it in bounds. He'll pass it to Brewer. Brewer passes it to Oliver. Oliver looks around. He's going to try and drive it in himself. He'll put it up. No good. Rebounded. Going to pass it across. Loses it. Are they going to be able to get it out in time? Out of bounds. It'll be Canton's ball in there in Keokuk's own. (53-42). Oliver with it. Passes it. It's going to go around. It's Allspaw. Allspaw looks. He'll give it to Oliver up top. Oliver looking around. Gets it to Brewer. Brewer trying to move in. Step back. Two. No good. Foul. They'll call a grab. It will go the other way, and that will send him to the double bonus. So now it'll be a free throw for every foul. That's something you got to be careful with. I mean, Clark's been struggling, so we'll see if he continues. He's gotten a couple by now. That one up. No good, so I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to do broadcaster's curse or anything there.
And Keokuk has no rebounders in. with 2 minutes left. Seems
no
kind of
good.
strange.
Rebounded there by the 34 of Tyler Frazier. Allspaw with it. Allspaw for three. Bang! He hits it. He's finding it. 53-45 within 10. Canton has a chance with 2 minutes remaining here.
Hasn't been his best night shooting, but he showed no ill effects of it there. Knocked down and stepped up and knocked it down.
Oh, no call there. I kind of figured they should call one on that one. He slid about 30 feet away. Smith passes it to Clark. Taken away by Brewer from behind. Brewer going to take it the other way. Brewer stops. He's going to try and drive. He'll go out. Allspaw for three. Bang! He hit it again! 53-48. Are you kidding me?
Canton pressuring.
Here comes Smith. Foul going to be called on, I believe, the 34 of Tyler Frazier here on a shove. Yes, that will be. Let's see what the fouls are. Frazier going on his third, I believe. First one up. No good!
Keokuk with no rebounders on the free throw line again. All I can figure is they just don't want to pick up a cheap foul and send Canton to the line. But seems strange to me.
It seems smart. Just have them ready to get immediately on defense. They've got the number 42 of Gottman back there. Misses again. Rebounded. Up. Fouled again. Man. Oliver called on the foul. It'll be only his second on the night. He's frustrated, though, because that could cost them the game here. 1:17 remaining. Need 5. Stays 5. He's got one more shot, however, to make it 6. But even then, 6 is still 2 3-pointers.
Box out the shooter this time and don't leave too early, boys. That was hard to watch.
That one in, so now it's 6. Brewer passes it into Oliver. With a chance, Brewer wasn't almost paying attention there. Brewer looking. He's going to try and drive. He'll put it up. He'll put it in for 2. Timeout going to be taken by Canton. It's going to be a full, so we'll take a break. 1:08 remaining. One timeout for Canton. 54-50. We'll be back. As the buzzer will sound, 1:08 remaining. 54-50. 2 2-pointers. As the Keokuk Chiefs fans will get going.
Both sides getting loud, but that's what you expect. Just emotions and cheering on their teams. Great job by Canton there. I mean, high school kids, at any level, kids are always going to make mistakes, and Canton did make a really bad mistake there, but just great to see them stay mentally tough and come down and get a bucket.
Clark will get open. He's going to pass it to Smith. Canton will draw the foul. It's a smart play in all honesty, but it also drives me nuts. I don't like this part, but Keokuk, I'll stop it there. I'm not broadcaster scared.
Well, they pressured there until they got it across half court and then fouled. They went for the steal, and I got a feeling that may be some scouting on Coach Armentrout's behalf by who has the ball there, because he's missed several free throws already.
He'll miss this one. Remains 54-50. Allspaw back into the game. I wonder if they're drawing something up for Allspaw here. 1:04. There's still plenty of time really left to be played. It's amazing how a minute can feel like a whole hour. So now it is a 5-point lead. Roll the ball on the ground. Oliver picks it up. He'll come across. He'll pass it to Allspaw. Allspaw will look. He'll pass it over to the number 42 of Gottman. It's going to get moved around. It's Brewer. Brewer going to drive. Comes up. Gets fouled. That's called on the number 11 of Chase. He will get 3 on the day. First one does not go in, remains a 5-point lead. Second one up. No good. Rebounded, however. Baker puts it in. No good. Now back the other way. Keokuk drives. Foul going to be called here. They'll send it to the line. Sparrow will draw up the foul. I think that will be his third. Nope, only his second. Well, they're making quick substitutions here. Allspaw will come back in. The shot no good.
Keokuk comes back with Drew Campbell. I assume he's going to guard. He's going to guard Brewer. He's guarded Brewer most of the night when he's been in there.
That one no good either. Brewer with it. Over to Oliver. Oliver looks to drive. Step back. 3. No good. Rebounded. Baker. No good. Rebounded by Keokuk. Grab going to be called a little bit late there on that one, but it will be 25.9 as it looks like maybe the Keokuk Chiefs will take this one.
Still only a 5-point game. Keokuk cannot put it away. They're really struggling from the line here. Hopefully, I'll go ahead and be a homer here. Hopefully they struggle one more time and give Canton another chance.
To the line is Horde. That one in. It's a 6-point game. Needs 2 threes. You've got a timeout. If you can get it down, get the 3, call a timeout, and get the swipe, you might have a chance to send it to overtime. So they're saying he had the ball when the timeout was called, but I think
they're bringing Canton back. Nope, now they're calling the timeout.
Summers said he'll take the timeout. Honestly, it's kind of a smarter move by him because he's got to get his team calmed down here. They can't give up anything. We'll keep it on the air here. 25.9, 56-50. Got, I think, still one more shot.
Yep, one more free throw.
One more free throw. Canton has just got to find something to go here. Summers is really talking with them. Nothing stupid here. I mean, if Brewer can get it down there, shoot 2, and get the foul, then I will put him in a only 2-point deficit, but it's still only 25.9.
Canton's just got to get the ball down, and then whoever has the first good look, you just got to, whoever it is, they got to step up, they got to take it, and just live with the outcome. Hopefully knock it down with confidence and try to get a quick turnover or foul again.
So at first, Summers was going to argue that they had the ball, but then he kind of realized, oh, wait, I should use this to my advantage. So we'll see if it works out for him. Brenton Horde. Up and in. 57-50, 25 seconds. Oliver to Brewer. Brewer works to the far wing. 20 seconds. Brewer passes it across. Over to Oliver. Oliver, 14 seconds remaining, wasting too much time. Travel, and Keokuk, I believe, will take it at this point. 12.3 seconds. In will come the number 11 of Blake Chase.
That'll probably come close to doing it unless Canton can get they got to get a steal right off the inbound here. Long pass.
Smith, why would you shoot? And in. Pass, Oliver. 6 seconds remaining. Oliver for three. No good. Rebound. Up and in. So that will make it the final basket. Keokuk will claim their first Highland championship, 59-52. And Canton will once again fall a little bit short as they will take second place here today. We'll, of course, try and get Armentrout up here for the interview. Vaughn, thank you so much for calling this game here with me today. I'm going to we'll do the ceremony, and then I'll try and run down and remind Armentrout, because I know sometimes coaches forget that they have to do interviews. Overall, how did you think Canton did there to end off that game, Jason?
I thought it was a good game all around. Just Keokuk made a couple more runs. Canton played a great game. I'll be honest, I said they would be within 4. They took a little longer to do it, but they got right back in this game. And one thing Canton did is they proved me wrong when it come to that time when they had to press Keokuk. I didn't know if Keokuk's athleticism, if Canton could really do it. And, man, they did. They were able to pressure Keokuk and cause turnovers, and that's what gave them a chance in this game. So maybe the one thing I thought Canton wasn't able to do, they proved me wrong today, and they were able to do that. Just couldn't quite come away and with the victory.
So the Canton boys will fall to 9-3. The Keokuk Chiefs will go 6-3 so far on their season. I actually don't know if any of these victories will actually count for their record, but we'll figure that out down the road and everything. This has been your play-by-play Remington Yates color commentator Jason Vaughn. We'll be back hopefully with Armentrout for a post-game interview. We'll ask him some questions and we'll get him on his way home with his second place. And we'll see if we'll get a player as well. We'll be back. I hope a lot of you are still out here listening. Real quickly, I wanted to quickly announce that I've talked to the athletic director of Palmyra, Mr. Hoffman, and we are pretty much set to broadcast the Tony Lenzini tournament in Palmyra, Missouri. We'll be broadcasting all Highland and Canton games, and we will have a good time. We'll, of course, be also broadcasting the Canton Highland matchup at Canton on Tuesday. So this month has been pretty busy for me here. We'll see what Vaughn's able to join me for there. Maybe even have my special guest that's supposed to join me for Canton join me for a few games of the Tony Lenzini tournament, depending on scheduling-wise and everything. The press still down here getting interviews with everybody. I see Dewar. I see the Jim. I see Mike Thomas of the Wig and everything. So going to wait on Armin Trout here. He decided to go to the locker room and talk with his players and everything. So Keokuk Chiefs players and everything are celebrating down here. Canton people waiting on their players and everything to come out. We'll get an interview with Armin Trout, and we'll get out of here to get home. As, once again, we'll take another break. We'll be back, hopefully with Armin Trout. As welcome back here, Remington Yates along with Coach Armin Trout. Coach, great game, in my honest opinion. I mean, you guys had a good run at it there, but I think the fouls kind of just came up and ate you up there a little bit. How did you feel overall about this game today?
First half we came back and 33-25 I think at the half, and Caden hit that three there and cut it down, and we just kind of dug ourselves a little hole there, and we finally climbed back, got it within 4, and then we fouled the guy we wanted to foul, and we didn't get that rebound right there, and we just didn't execute on the offensive end. But it'll come, and a lot of season left, and hopefully we turn around next week.
Of course, you've got a little bit of a break. I think you've got Highland on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know that one because we'll be broadcasting that one. Tip-off for you guys will be at 7:30.
Yep.
Do you guys have I haven't looked at my schedule. I don't think you guys. Do you guys have another game?
Yeah, we play Friday at North Shelby.
At North Shelby, so I won't be able to make it to that game.
Yep.
That's a little bit of a trip for me. But so then you guys have that kind of 2 games, but you're not playing for an entire week. Then you got the Tony Lenzini tournament, which we just announced we'll be broadcasting that one too. I'm talking to the Palmyra AD and everything, so we'll be there as well, covering you guys in Highland as well. But you guys have another chance to go and try and win another tournament and everything, and you won't be bothered by the pesky Keokuk Chiefs in that one. So, but you will have another shot possibly at Palmyra and everything. And so you guys had a really good run against them and everything. So how do you feel about going into the Tony Lenzini tournament?
Hopefully, we'll practice on Monday and clean some things up, and going to play Highland on Tuesday. Then we'll play North Shelby, and then usually it snows during the Palmyra tournament, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Then we got Brookfield, I think, on Tuesday. Don't know much about them. Old CCC opponent. Don't know much about them. And then we'll focus on Highland on Tuesday. Focus on North Shelby on Friday, and then focus on Brookfield the following week, and trying to take it game by game, and and hopefully we can play in the championship on next Saturday, or the following 2 weeks from Saturday.
At the end of the night, I think a lot of people were super excited to see Brewer and Clark go at it, and I thought they went at it pretty well against each other. And I mean, they both ended up with 3 fouls on the end of the night. Yeah. I mean, how proud of you are of Brewer so far this year? I mean, just how far he's grown as a person and as a player.
Yeah, well, he's a hard worker. He's always the first one to practice. He shows up 30 minutes to practice, and it shows. He's the first one there, and he works hard at what he does, and it shows on the floor. He's very competitive, wants to win at everything, and it does not surprise me that how that matchup went. I thought our defense held in check. We just got some empty possessions on the offensive end, and just didn't execute properly like we usually do, and we forced them to shoot over top of us, and they shot and made it. They hit 7 threes in the first half. I thought we did a better job of closing out in the second half, of making them drive, and we just got to execute on the offensive end.
It looks like our friend Corey Stott down there is ready for you. I think he wants to talk to you. Okay. We'll let you go. Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck next week, and good luck in the tournament.
All right, thank you.
Yep. That was Coach Armin Trout once again they would take second place here. They could probably have another shot at it next year. We'll see, but we'll see what they do without Brewer, the 6'8" senior, who we don't know where he's decided to go yet or anything. We'll see in the following weeks and everything, and see if maybe this determination becomes a little more clear and everything. But I think that'll do us for here. Jason Vaughn, of course, on the color commentary today. Thank him so much for joining me for all these. I've called about, I think it's now 9 games this week, so I'm a little exhausted. My voice is worn out. I'm going to get about a 3-day break from calling games, thank God. And so we'll go into Tuesday looking at Highland and Canton. I'll try and get some articles typed up. I still got to get the Lewis and Canton girls game for 3rd place done, but still such a great matchup. Just a lot to take in for how that game went and everything. But thank you all so much for joining me here today. I've been your play-by-play, Remington Yates, and we'll see you all on